Property investing in South Africa. Is it still profitable in 2023? What are your investment options? What are some of the risks to think about? And how difficult is it to get into the property market right now? We're going to cover all these topics and more. But first, we've got a big announcement. This week, we're doing an exciting collaboration with Peter from the popular Money Marks channel. Check out his channel in the link below. And as part of the collaboration, Peter has asked us to give away 200 free copies of our powerful property investing course. All you need to do to get your free copy of the course is 1. Subscribe to our channel, and 2. Leave a comment below. We'll respond to your comment with your free copy of the course. Okay, let's get straight into the video and make sure to stick around to the end because we're going to rate each property investing strategy for you. So to answer the burning question right up front, yes, investing in residential property is still profitable in 2023. And yes, it is absolutely still worth it, provided you have a long-term outlook and you take your investment seriously.
Let's dive into the first investment option, which is short-term speculation, better known as flipping. The idea here is to buy a distressed property at a bargain price, renovate it and get it back on the market for sale as quickly as you can. This is a great way to accumulate capital fast, which you can obviously use to further your long-term investment goals. As an example, the popular channel Flipping Johannesburg shows us how he flips properties. In his first flip, he nets a profit of 970,000 Rand before tax. And in his second property flip, he generates a profit of nearly 1.1 million Rand before tax. But it must be said that this method requires a very hands-on approach and a lot of effort on your part. You'll need to start attending property auctions, keep a close eye on bank repossessions, and spend a lot of time talking to agents, viewing properties, and trying to find bargains. You'll also need some starting capital to get the renovation done. A few things to note here. When buying a distressed property, you always need to go the extra mile to really inspect the place properly. As shown in the Flipping Johannesburg channel, these properties are generally quite run down, so you don't want to find any nasty surprises down the road because you didn't do your homework properly. Another point to be aware of with flipping property is that you're going to pay a lot of tax on your profits. SARS will classify you as a property trader, not investor, which means you're going to pay tax at income tax rates, not capital gains rates, which is significantly higher. Now, personally, we prefer a less demanding property investing experience, given that we had full-time jobs. So we haven't focused on flipping property, but we've seen a lot of investors make serious money here. Just be sure to keep a tight handle on the project budget and be realistic with your expected selling price before you commit to a deal.
The second option to consider is holiday rentals on Airbnb. The idea here is to let your property on a daily basis instead of entering into a fixed long-term lease agreement. And this can obviously result in a much higher revenue each month, sometimes even up to double that of a long-term lease. The critical thing with the strategy is to buy property in an area where there's strong demand for daily rentals, typically in tourist hotspots. Now, if you're seriously interested in an Airbnb rental strategy, one of the first things you need to get a handle on is occupancy rates. In other words, how many nights of the year is your property likely to be let, and how many nights can you expect it to be empty and not generating any income for you? Different areas and different property types have vastly different occupancy rates. It goes without saying that as an investor, you want to maximize the occupancy of your property to maximize your income. So we would suggest that in addition to Airbnb, you also consider advertising your property on other websites such as Lekkerslaap, Bookings.com, and SA Venues to maximize interest in your property. There are some great online tools you can use to help you with market research, but we suggest also speaking to as many Airbnb agents as you can to really get a good feel for the market. Now, it must be said that whilst the right Airbnb property can earn you some good money, there are significantly more costs involved compared to a long-term lease. And it requires a lot more time and effort to manage the property. If you use a professional Airbnb agent to run the property for you, you're going to pay in the region of 20%, sometimes a bit more, sometimes a bit less, just depending. You also need to furnish the property and keep it well maintained. This includes having it cleaned after each guest, restocking the essentials, and doing an inventory after each guest leaves. And this adds to your list of expenses. All that said, Airbnb rentals can be very lucrative. If you really do your homework properly up front, buy the right property, and implement the right systems, this strategy can make you good money.
After trying many different property investing strategies over the years, the most optimal strategy in our experience and for our situation was investing in entry-level apartments in secure complexes. But more than that, these apartments needed to meet a number of other specific criteria. They needed to be modern, 1 or 2 bedroom units in large, well-managed complexes located in high-demand, high-growth areas, and be close to all the amenities. So what is it that makes this particular investment strategy so good? Well, investing in the entry-level market is attractive because historically, affordable housing has often outperformed the middle and upper segment of the market. And this makes a lot of sense when you consider that there's always going to be demand for cheap housing. Even during tough economic times, people need a roof over their heads. So demand is more stable for this part of the market. In addition to the higher expected capital growth on these sorts of properties, the rental returns are often much higher in the affordable part of the market. And since there's a large demand for entry-level property, it's easier to find tenants to secure your rental income stream. Now, from a risk perspective, our strategy is superior because it allows you to diversify. Instead of buying a R1 million property, you can buy two 500,000 Rand properties, meaning that if you have a vacancy in one property, you're still earning rental from the other unit. If you own a R1 million property and it's vacant, you have no income coming in at all, and this puts your cash flow under immense pressure. Now, a large, well-run complex is an essential part of the strategy because this ensures that your complex is well maintained and remains attractive to potential tenants and new buyers alike, both of which drive up the price in the long term. We prefer to invest in larger complexes, which have money to use professional management companies to really keep a close eye on things. Investing in complexes or body corporate schemes also means that neither you as the owner nor the tenant have to deal with any external maintenance concerns, and no more lawn mowing. The body corporate handles all repairs and maintenance outside your apartment. And this frees up your time to focus on what's important, building your property empire. This was one of the biggest advantages for us in using this specific strategy. We were full-time employees and so didn't have the luxury of time. The more you can use leverage and outsource responsibility to other people, the more you can work on growing your investment business. It's worth mentioning that you'll need to pay monthly levies for this benefit, but the cost is well worth it. Now, it must be said that you'll most likely have a monthly shortfall when you start out with this strategy. In other words, your rental income will not fully cover your bond and other expenses, even with the higher rental returns that this part of the property market has to offer. So you will need to plan for that. This actually forms part of many professional investors' strategy. Keep profits at zero or even intentionally incur losses. This means that they don't have to pay tax, and depending on how you structure your investment, you can even get a tax refund from SARS and recoup some of the PAYE that you pay to SARS on your salary. Personally, we've had tax refunds of over 60,000 Rand from SARS some years because of our property investments. SARS is essentially helping you fund your property investment. Powerful stuff. Property investing is a long-term game, and over time, with rental increases, your shortfalls decrease and you will start earning profit. And in the interim, you've hopefully enjoyed some good capital growth on the value of your investment.
The next investment option is one of the most lucrative strategies we've come across, but it also comes with a higher degree of complexity and the possibility of more work. The idea here is to buy a freehold property, basically a freestanding house with a garden, and get creative with how you generate income from it. The power of this investment strategy is that we're going to be a bit more strategic by working to generate multiple income streams from a single property. An example might be to buy a house with a double garage, convert the garage into a flat, and let the house and flatlet to two separate tenants. Depending on the size and layout of the property, it may even be possible to split the house into two separate units. Or make use of a granny flat on the property and generate a total of 3 income streams from the property. We've seen investors get really creative with how they use their properties to generate multiple streams of income, either through shared living arrangements or by renovating the property in the right way. And some of these investors have taken it to the extreme, generating up to 15 different revenue streams from the right property. Now, obviously, there can be a fair bit of complexity involved in managing this many tenants on one property, and we generally advise against it for new investors. But if you can find the right type of property and optimize it for 2 or 3 income streams, you may be able to earn a much higher rental return and have a positive cash flow or profit from day one. We have to get creative to get ahead. Just be sure to check that whatever you do is compliant with your local municipal bylaws. And always manage your tenants professionally to avoid potential issues.
Now, there are other options which we haven't yet touched on. We'll do a brief high-level overview of them. Starting with student accommodation, where your rental returns are often higher due to letting units out per room. Location is obviously quite important with this particular strategy, and close proximity to a university is obviously ideal. You may need some upfront capital in some cases if you're going to structurally modify the house to accommodate students. But some homes are really suitable for student accommodation, and other than perhaps furnishing the property, you may not need to do much else. An important consideration is the drama that occasionally unfolds in the student digs where tenants are living in a communal space. As an investor, you or your agent will need to be prepared for this from time to time. Another strategy is rental arbitrage, where you rent a property from a landlord, sublet it on Airbnb at a higher rate, and pocket the profits. Peter from Money Marks went into depth on this particular strategy on his channel, and so we won't rehash it here. The link to his video is in the description. Another option is simply buying a vacant plot of land and developing it for either resale or in a way that optimizes it for rentals. Traditional building methods are expensive, but many investors have made small fortunes through buying land and thinking outside the box. Think park homes, container homes, tiny homes, or even wood cabins. These types of homes are much quicker and a lot cheaper to set up, so it's possible to achieve a far greater return on investment through earning multiple sources of income. It's worth noting that it can be a bit difficult to obtain finance for building projects, however.
As you can see, property really is a hugely diverse asset class, presenting so many different opportunities to invest and make money. It really comes down to selecting a strategy that fits in with your risk appetite, your budget, and your level of experience. And of course, this can change and evolve over time. Now, there are many factors which you need to consider before simply jumping into a big investment decision. Obviously, we all know that economic growth has slowed, and demand for property across the board has slowed with it. But if you know how, this actually presents a big opportunity for the savvy investor. The Reserve Bank has also been raising interest rates steadily for some time now, and this has an impact on both the performance of investment property and your ability to get a loan from the bank. But as we've shown, the beauty of property investing is how massively versatile it is. And there are tons of ways you can optimize your investment and potentially increase your returns. It's really worth stressing this point. Not all property is created equal. Just like with any investment, if you haven't put the time into understanding the asset class, you are more likely to run into problems. But the flip side of this is that there are incredible money-making opportunities out there. If you take the time to do the research, if you choose the right strategy, and if you're willing to put in the effort. And lastly, physical property investing is not like investing in stocks or ETFs. It's an active investment. It requires your input. But the more time you put into it, the more money you get out of it. More effort can quite literally translate into higher returns, and that's what we like about this asset class. Now, as promised, here's our rating of the different strategies by investment return and ease of investment. In the investment return category, the holiday rental and properties with a twist strategies perform the best, and in the ease of investment category, our entry-level apartments perform the best. A quick note that these ratings are subjective and our personal opinion. They are not meant to be taken as investment advice. Now, if you're interested in learning more, we've got a really good video which provides a lot more insight into why property is such a good investment. And we expand on how to use leverage and refinancing to really accelerate your investment business. Thank you so much for watching.